Cucumber kimchi salad is a classic Korean dish that packs a hell of a flavor. It's simple to make and it's actually surprisingly healthy. So, let's cook. We're gonna need 2 English cucumbers. I'm using 1.5 here because these are actually kind of large. You can use any other type of cucumber you have. Just take out the seeds and peel them. We need 1 to 2 teaspoons of Gochugaru red pepper powder. If you don't have this, you can get red pepper flakes, but I highly recommend you use this one because it's a little bit smokier and it has a very different flavor profile to it. We're also gonna need 2 teaspoons of sugar. If you want to use swerve or some other sugar alternative, go for it. It's gonna make it a lot lower carb. We're gonna need 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar, 1 to 2 green onions. This is actually from my yard, which is why it looks so disheveled. 2 cloves of garlic minced, salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of fish sauce. Now, if you've never used this, this is very, very pungent and it's very unique flavor. You might find a lot of people who don't like it, but I think it adds a great dimension to the dish. So let's get cooking. The first thing we want to do is we have our bowl here. We're going to mix the ingredients in here first. So we have our sugar. Trying to line this up right. Now add a teaspoon of sesame oil. A teaspoon of rice vinegar, which if you've never had rice vinegar, it's unbelievable. It'll take your vinegar game up to a different level altogether. A teaspoon of the red pepper, Gochugaru. Like I said, has a very smoky flavor. I'm actually gonna use this one here. 1, 2, 3. So that's a teaspoon and a half. This red pepper stuff is incredible. If you can't find it at your local store, which is very likely you won't because it's very ethnic, ask for it or order it offline. Amazon, Asian stores, they're gonna have it, trust me. So we have this, and I'm also gonna add 1/4 teaspoon, roughly about a 1/2 teaspoon of fish sauce, because I like those complex flavors. If you don't know what fish sauce is, don't look it up. It's fermented fish. Yeah, pungent. So let's put this aside. Let's cut some green onions. Make it really nice and thin. Boop. There's one. And I'm a fan of garlic, but this dish really doesn't need more than 2 cloves because it's just enough flavor to give it. And I lost the other one when it flew off. 1 second. Oh, here it is. All right, let's make fine work of this puppy. Let's get it nice rocking into the bowl. And we're gonna give this a good stir. Let those flavors start to mingle in there. Oh, it already smells delicious. So in the meantime, while we're getting to know each other, let's go ahead and cut up this cucumber. And I'm gonna cut it in half just to make it a little bit easier. Now this is an English cucumber. These are actually pretty big. If you use any other cucumbers, you could just peel it and take the skin off, which is what peeling is, and take the seeds off. And what that's gonna do is gonna make it a little bit easier to eat. See, these seeds are actually very tiny and not noticeable when you eat them. So this is why it's the preferred cucumber for this dish. We're gonna make about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch slices here. So I'm gonna cut this one in half this way as well. And what's gonna happen is these cucumbers are gonna release their little cucumber water, that's what you wanna call it, their juices. And it's gonna make the salad a little bit more juicy. Juicy, kind of like those pants you see the girls wearing at the mall, which I don't know why they wear those. So let's cut these. If you see any straggler big pieces, just cut them down like the edge of your hand. So this is going into our bowl. Cut the rest of this. Cut it in 3. Don't need the tip, just the tip. You basically want to cut them big enough for it's easy to grab with a chopsticks or a fork. So like this here is pretty much worthless. I'm gonna throw this one away. That is it, honestly. Just mix this up, let those flavors marinate for a little bit. You're gonna see it's gonna get a little bit juicy, and it's good to go. So let those flavors really kind of get to know each other, get acquainted. It's like a cucumber meetup in there, along with those spices. And as you see, it's starting to get a little bit more watery just because the cucumbers are letting all their juices flow. Oh, this smells fantastic. So we're gonna try it. The reason we're trying this is we're trying to figure out how much salt we need to add. Got a nice sweetness to it. So let this sit for 10 minutes. Come back to it and you're gonna taste a very different cucumber kimchi salad. Wash my hands first. So this has been sitting here for about 10 minutes. If I can grab my chopstick. Let's give it a try. It's like spicy, yet refreshing, yet just, it's so good. Honestly, this pairs with anything. Beef, eggs, omelets, chicken. I eat this all the time. Really good, really healthy, really full of flavor. If you like this video, share, like, and subscribe. Follow me across all social media, Black Tie Kitchen. Until next time, I'm gonna use some chopsticks. Packs unbelievable flavor.